According to the global money supply, Bitcoin should be literally bottoming right now. And that is why I want to be discussing some very important charts that are telling us something about the 4-year cycle. What is currently happening in Bitcoin? We're seeing exactly the same signals emerge on the market. The last few times the market has bottomed, I'm going to be exactly break it down here. I'm going to talk about the imminent short term, what we're currently seeing in the market. I will exactly tell you what is likely going to be happening next year for Bitcoin. I'm going to be talking about the breakdown. Are we right now going to go in towards another major correction lower? I'm going to be exactly breaking down on today's update video. So don't forget to watch this video till the end here, because it's going to be a very critical one to be watching. It's going to be honestly packed with very important information. So don't forget to slap up that like button right now here. Can we slap it up back towards 1,000 likes? It will be highly appreciated. And let me jump straight away in towards today's update video. So before I am diving in towards the bigger perspective, I quickly first want to state something about the imminent short term, and that is that we were once again creating another major CME gap. Despite last weekend going actually above the CME gap, we're right now trading below it. So right now we're expecting exactly the opposite thing that Bitcoin has done last week here, because we were traded above the CME gap, and then of course we eventually filled it up here. And now we're trading below the CME gap. And yes, we're also expecting that nearing the end of the weekend, we're likely going to be filling up this gap here. And of course, if it hasn't, it is likely to be expected that we're going to be filling up this gap early next week here. Then of course right now, despite Bitcoin of course having a crazy dump right now, despite Bitcoin breaking its very important upper sloping support line, I do quickly want to say something which is very interesting, and not the least is, in my opinion, one of the most important charts out there, because the Bitcoin funding rates are going negative once again here. I mean, if I'm looking at the funding rate, I can see of course that all the altcoins on the entire market, but also Bitcoin, which is in my opinion the most important one, are negative. And what this basically means here is that the majority of the traders in the entire market are not only shorting Bitcoin, but also all the other altcoins in the market right now. And historically speaking, whenever we do see funding rates go so negative, when we do see, of course, the majority of the traders going short, it usually means the bottom is in. And also exactly the opposite way around here. Whenever we see everyone long the market, which we can all see on the chart, usually the Bitcoin top is going to be in as well. So a very interesting signal, and it is once again flashing right now here. Everyone is shorting Bitcoin. Apparently everyone is afraid, and apparently everyone thinks the market is going to go lower. But if I am looking at the global liquidity, we are seeing that we're creating a bottoming structure. Because if we're going to be overlaying the global liquidity index, which is of course already forecasted on how it's going to be looking like in the upcoming period, we are literally seeing that the global money supply is quite heavily increasing in the upcoming periods in the market, in the upcoming few months. But Bitcoin has always in history copied the global liquidity just exactly. So this is a very interesting signal which is right now flashing on the market, and I want you to take this very serious. You can just see how accurate it is here. In this exact consolidation phase, we've just seen Bitcoin almost copy exactly the global liquidity index. And honestly, if I'm looking at what it is currently doing in this last phase here, we have of course seen the global liquidity come down here. And actually, this was the signal that Bitcoin ultimately was going to go down here. And now it is going quite heavily back towards the upside. So is once again Bitcoin going to be following the global liquidity? That is, in my opinion, all more than actually likely. And then also, if I'm looking at the Bitcoin 4-year cycle, we always see a cycle of 4 years where we see one major bear market, we see one recovery phase of the bear market, then the starting point of the bull market, and the actual bull market top here. So you can see 1, 2, 3 bear market, 1, 2, 3 bear market. And now we're in the third phase here. Before next year, we are officially going to be entering a bear market again here. And of course, right now it is showing us, of course, that Bitcoin, of course, is not necessarily doing strong. But personally, I still do believe in the 4-year cycle. And that does shows us that we are going to be seeing still Bitcoin increase much, much higher. So hopefully that is going to be happening. If I'm looking at the imminent short term on some charts, we can see that we have been breaking down on some very important consolidation phases. Also, if I'm right now looking at Bitcoin, we are once again retesting the major downtrend, which is, in my opinion, going to be quite difficult to be breaking above of. And I want to show warning signals to everyone out there, because Bitcoin can still create another lower low, of course, right? I mean, we are on a weekend. we are creating that CME futures gap here, but we can still hover a little bit lower. But if I am like right now looking at the bigger perspective, if Bitcoin, however, can create a bottom right here, we are ultimately going to be creating a higher low. And this is going to be very bullish for the market if we then also break the downward sloping trend line. And of course, ultimately, whenever Bitcoin does break above the previous high in the market, which in my opinion, the most important level is going to be 91,000 US dollars, we're going to be in for a major reversal. But no Bitcoin reversal just goes straight up towards the upside. I mean, just look at all these corrections. Everyone probably thought, okay, Bitcoin is going to go much, much lower at this point, but that actually marked the bottom. And Bitcoin, of course, hovered towards the upside. But while we were going up here, we never go up in a straight line here. We go up, down, and this is exactly what Bitcoin does all the time here. I mean, still, I've stated this in many videos before, we are still trading in a downtrend, and that is why it's going to be crucial to be seeing Bitcoin break above that previous high here. So as long as we're not breaking above that high, I am not going to be flipping bullish. Bitcoin is still in a daily downtrend. The lower time frames as well are right now trading in bearish buys consolidation phases. And I just have to see how this market exactly is going to be unfolding. The weekend probably is not going to be so volatile here. At least that is what normally happens on the weekends. But yeah, these are the most important stuff going on right now on the charts here for Bitcoin. Because, I mean, also if I'm zooming out, the hash ribbons are also showing us a buy signal. Then last week, BlackRock bought once again over 170 million US dollars. So once again, the spot Bitcoin ETF is still accumulating, which is a great thing to be seeing. Then guys, still I am in my longer perspective trades here on Hyperliquid, Ethereum, and Bitcoin. And basically what these trades do here, they accumulate along the way down and they sell along the way up here. So if you want to be setting your own trading bots up here, or if you want to be copying my trading bots here, guys, don't forget to check it out in the link description of today's video. Because if you're ready to sign up an account to Pionex, you can get a free 1,000 US dollars. And if you copy any of my bots, guys, you can literally copy my exact trading strategy, which even though Bitcoin has been coming down quite heavily, is still making me significant profit. So yeah, that is very exciting. And then of course, if I'm looking at all these charts there, most of the charts are showing us very interesting signs of accumulation from whales. We can see that, of course, in the previous bull markets, it's just very normal to get 20 to even 30% corrections. And yeah, honestly, right now, guys, Ethereum also has been absolutely wrecked here. I am still accumulating Ethereum, to be very transparent. I really do think that Ethereum is going to be making a comeback. Ethereum right now on the daily time frame, it can't really look much worse than this here, because we're also creating a bullish divergence right now on the daily time frame. Of course, this divergence is not confirmed yet here, but as this is going to be playing out, and as we're sitting at this legendary trend line towards the upside, yeah, we could be in for a major reversal for Ethereum. So yeah, we're seeing right now also that, of course, US inflation is dropping quite heavily. We're literally seeing that on the next inflation readings, which is going to be happening on the 10th of April, which is in about 10 days from now on, we're going to be dropping down to 2.5% on inflation. So that is going to be quite exciting. Looking forward towards that here. The dollar index also slowly but gradually dumping towards the downside. Ultimately, very great thing for Bitcoin in general. But yeah, these are the most important things going on right now here. So yeah, this was it for me in today's update video. If you learned something from this video on Sunday, slap on that like button, share this video with your friends and family, and see you guys on the next one. Peace out. Goodbye.